Hi guys. Some time ago I presented to you a YouTube clip which was all about creating a very simple iPhone or iPad application using native Apple Objective-C language, and the application actually was a simple web browser which allowed you to browse internet websites, go forth and back, enter URLs and this kind of stuff. Very simple application, but in my opinion very good starter to get to know the language and how the Xcode works, how the interface builder works, and so on. This time I want to present you the same, or at least similar application, but this time we will do it in MonoTouch. So basically we'll create the same application using MonoTouch. We will not be using interface builder. Everything will be done from the code. And what I want to achieve during this clip is basically such application. So you may browse, you may enter addresses, right? Okay. You can go back, you can go forth, and so very simple, very simple. And I want it to be ready for screen rotation. So very simple stuff, and we will do this in MonoTouch. So you need to have a MonoTouch installed, and you need to have some developing tool for MonoTouch. I am using MonoDevelop, but you may also be using Xamarin Studio. So let's start. I am opening the MonoDevelop and I will go to File. I will start new solution. Okay, I'll choose name for my application. Let it be MonoTouch Web. And well, let's choose what kind of application this will be. We'll do it in C# in MonoTouch, and it will be for iPad. And I want it to be a single view application. So we've chosen the path, the name for the application. So let's start. So this is what you get when you start clean. So it's actually very similar to what you get in Xcode when starting new applications. So you have the app delegate, so let's say a central point for your application, and you have one controller with XCIB interface file, and this is actually all you need to start working on your small application. So actually everything that we will do will be inside MonoTouch WebView controller, and we will use events that happen here to control our application, right? So let's start with launching this application for the first time. It will open as a clean application. So this is our WebView, our controller from our application. It's empty now, so nothing happens. All we can see is actually blank screen. So let's start. The idea for this application is that we will need a few native controls. So I will make these controls global. So what we need, we will need UI WebView, and we will definitely need UI search bar, and UI toolbar to actually store our forth and back buttons, and two buttons, right? So it will be back button and forward button. Okay, so we have our private variables defined, and what I want to do actually, I want to, when our WebView control, our application controller is, our view controller in our application is loaded, I will actually create these elements and put them on view so user can see them and interact with them. So I will start with, let's start with WebView, right? So in case our WebView is empty, so it has not yet been initialized in any way, we will simply create it. So I am initializing the object, and this constructor actually takes the rectangle as argument, which actually defines how much space this WebView will take. And my idea is that the screen will almost all be covered by the WebView except for toolbar and search bar, which will take like 80 pixels from the top. So I think that the WebView should start from XO, but 80 pixels for in height from the top, okay? And then it should stretch to the bounds of our current window. So I will use this the current view bounds width and the current bounds height. Okay, so this is our web view defined. I will put auto resizing mask on it. So it will actually be resized when we rotate our screen. I'll put the flexible width. This will take care of rotating in a simple way. It can be done. It will also have some disadvantages, but this is a very simple example, so I will not go into details at the moment. So yeah, at this point I will simply add this view to our screen. And that's it. So at this point I have created a web view. I have added it as our sub as a sub view of our screen, but at this point this web view has absolutely no functionality, and you will not even be able to see it. Let's see how I'm running the application. See, there's nothing. This web view has no action yet attached, so it's actually quite useless. What I want to do at this moment, I actually want to add to this web view some. I want to hook up to some events. And the main events that I'm actually interested in, it will be load finished. So this is the event that happens when we are loading a request, and this request is finished successfully. This will be fired, and if we handle this event, we can manage some other stuff that is connected somehow to a web page being loaded. So like in our case, we will take care of those forward and back buttons in this event by handling this event. So let's attach it to some let's see how to name it. We'll just name it yeah, this handler. This does not exist yet. Sorry, of course. Oh, sorry. I have to take care of this this way. Okay, so I have to actually create this event handler immediately, perhaps not to forget it later. Alright. So it will be Okay. So for now it will do nothing. It will do nothing, but we'll get back to this point in a moment. So there's also other thing that I want to take care of, like how was it? Yeah. So I want to also create a handler for load error event, which means that if there's some error during loading my web request, then I'll receive the information and I'll be able to show user that what kind of error we are facing, right? So let's call it web view load error, okay? And yeah, and I'll simply copy, change its name. I will change its name, and here we have the UI web view. Yeah. Okay. So in that case, it will actually be good to display what kind of error we are facing, and I intend to do so by simply presenting user with pop-up with alert, basically. So let's start with alert view, and it will be okay. So it will simply have error title, and well, we have to display the error. We'll take it from the arguments. So okay, we'll take this description. What else do we have here? Delegate now. The button will be simply okay, and other buttons no. Okay, so we will simply display this alert. Sorry guys. Okay, and that's it. So in case anything goes wrong, we'll go here. So this. There is also one other thing that is, I think, quite. There's also one other thing that is quite nice. Should start load. So this actually defines if we should start loading our new website, because well, there may be situations when we actually do not want to proceed in some cases. So let's handle it just in case. Maybe we will use it later. Okay. Okay. And yeah, let's handle it. So. So it's our web view, and the requests that it's using, and the navigation type. These are just arguments, right? For now we are using returning always true. Let's rebuild it and let's see if everything is okay so far. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm actually not using event handler here. Okay. Okay, seems to be okay so far. As you can see, there is nothing visible yet because we are actually not doing anything. So let's start with other stuff that this time will become visible. So we have our web view, but let's add the search bar, right? So in case our search bar has not yet been initialized. Let's actually create it. And this time also we have to define the rectangle so it will be placed correctly, right? I want the search bar to be displayed as the second bar on the screen, so I will start from 40 pixels, and the rest is actually quite similar, so it will oh, there's one thing. Okay, the web view should not be full height. It should be full height minus those two toolbars that we'll create here, right? So one of them will be search bar, and the second will be toolbar, which we'll create in a moment. And the height of the search bar will be 40. Okay. And also for search bar, I will define the auto resizing mask, which will be flexible in width. And yeah, and I'll add this search bar to our screen. So it's actually defined, and well, now I have to also define what happens when I'm actually searching. So we will look at the search button clicked event, and well, we'll create a method that will handle it. Okay. Okay. So let's create such method. And yeah, the object in that case, it will be our search bar. And we are using here standard, I think, event arguments. Oh, come on. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So we are actually handling, let's see where we are. Let's run the application. The search bar should actually be visible right now. It starts at 40 pixels. You can write here, but nothing happens, of course, because it's not connected to our web view in any way. So maybe let's, but we have already handled this. Should the search button clicked event here, so we are handling it. So let's actually handle it. So let's say this event fired. So we just want to check, just in case, if the web view is not null, and just in case, I'll also check if sender is of type UI search bar. Okay, so in case it is all okay, I'll actually take the reference to our search bar. I'll cast it. And yeah, and well, I'll double check it actually, because if it would be null, it will present only problems. This is of course not very nice, but it's just an example to start working with MonoTouch and creating applications with this kind of with C#. So let's stick with this. Okay, so yeah, so in that case, I'm simply checking if web view is not null, and if our search bar is really the search bar we are thinking about. And Now I will check if there is actually anything written into the search bar. So in case the text that user entered is not null and empty. And yeah, so in case it is not null and empty, I am going simply to take one precaution here. If there's one thing which is quite necessary to proceed with the URL, this URL has to contain HTTP or HTTPS, right? So I am simply checking. If there is this means that there isn't it, okay? So if there's no this and there's no maybe user maybe we are browsing some protected websites, right? So if there is neither of these, then I'll simply add it at the beginning. Right? Just precaution, nothing more. Yeah. So I am going to add, like, I am constructing new string here, and I am simply adding this prefix, and I am using what user currently put there, right? So this so far gives us nothing except for inputting there this HTTP. So let's check if it works. And debugging in MonoTouch is very simple. You just put a bomb here, right? Let's call it a bomb or whatever. Breakpoint. Yeah, let's put a breakpoint here. And let's type something. When I click search, well, this event will fire, and our handler will catch the breakpoint. And yeah, in that case, what we have input does not have this HTTP prefix, so it will be put there, right? So as you can see, whoa, as you can see, I made a typo. Sorry. It's actually good that we checked, right? Okay. So far it works. And we are just one step away from. See, okay, it adds the HTTP, which is okay. So at this point, I think we can actually load our URL. So for this, we have to create the URL. Let's do this. We are using our text. Okay. And now we have to create the URL, NS URL request. Which is created basing upon our URL. And then we are simply using our web view, and we are loading requests. The one that I have just created. So that's actually it. Let's try it. So, which one is first? Let's start with Google. Works. Perfect. And yeah, let me just show you. We have we are handling the load finished event. I will just put a breakpoint here, so we can see that let's load some other maybe let's go to eBay. Right, eBay loaded, and we are within this WebView load finished handling, which means that all was successful, which is great. No, great. Not so great actually. Too much happening on this website. Yeah, but this is simple application, so we will not go into details. When you're creating such applications, you certainly have to handle quite many possibilities, right? So let's just stick to the simple websites. And okay, so what is remaining from this prototype of ours if this is this top toolbar here, which will contain the back and forth buttons. So let's go to our view did load. Oh, sorry for my cell phone here. And let's create this toolbar. So it will be at the very top, and yeah, you know, I will just this is also the UI view, so I will just copy paste the rectangle, but change the I will change the coordinates. I also want to, I will repeat these because these will be the same. So I am actually also putting auto-assigning task on this toolbar. I am adding this toolbar to our view, so it will be visible even right now. Yeah, sorry for this. It's in case it's null. So as you can see, it is there. And what I want to do now is I want to put some buttons there, right? I have these buttons defined. What I have to yet to do is I have to actually initiate them. So the back button will be that's initiated, and yeah, so it will have back title. I will define the style for it. I want it to be plain, and I have possibility in this constructor to actually define the selector. Let's call it back button clicked, right? Back button clicked. Maybe I will even define this handler right now. So let's do this. So it's called back button clicked. So sender, even arcs. Okay, and well, let's leave it for now. And yeah, or maybe not leave it. Maybe just handle it immediately. So I am actually, if I'm clicking back button, I am just interested if my web view even exists. So if it's not null, right? And if it's not null, and if it can actually can go back, right? So in that case, if it's there and if it can go back, I want it simply to go back. It's very simple. This is what should happen when user clicks back button. So let's actually change this a little bit for the forward. So if user clicks forward button, I want the same, but I want a bit can go. I'm interested in this, if this website can go forward, and if it can, I want it simply to go forward. As simple as that. So I have this button. I will also create the object for this forward button, and I will actually copy it, but I will change name, and I will attach different handler here. Okay, so what I want to do now is I want to actually put these buttons on the on our toolbar, and there is this the toolbar actually has the method set items, but it needs array, so I will just create it. Sorry. Okay, it will be 2 elements, and okay, I will just put here the reference to our back button and forward button. Yes, forward button. Okay, and yeah, so this is our toolbar. It has this set items method, which allows me to actually assign these buttons without animation to this toolbar. So I have created the toolbar, I have added to our subview, I have created the buttons have the proper handlers which allow the web, which are actually steering the web view to go back and forth. And that's it. There's one more thing I want to do here. I want to make these buttons enabled only when they are actually able to do some action, right? So back buttons should be only enabled then when our UI web view can actually go back. So let's do some method. Let's call it manage buttons. And it will be very, very simple. And we are interested only in situation when our web view is not now. And also our back button is not now. Oh, sorry. And this also is about our forward button. Okay, so and well, this is actually very simple. If our web view can go back, this means that our back button should be enabled, right? But otherwise, so if our web view cannot go back, so there is no history in our web view, then this back button has no function. So it should be it should not be enabled. Okay, and this same goes actually to our forward button. So can go forward, and our web view can go forward, then our forward button should be enabled. Otherwise, it should not be enabled. So now the question is, when should we actually call this manage buttons method? And I think we should call it at the end of our viewDidLoad handler. So it takes care of the look of these buttons when we actually put everything we want on our screen. But also when web view is finished, so when we did load our website, when we did load our URL, and also I will put it here so in case anything goes wrong. So, well, this time these buttons are not active. Let's load Google. Okay. And let's load some, maybe Google Maps, right? So like you can see, the back is active because there's already something in the history there. So I can go back, or I can go forward to go back to the Google Maps. And well, yeah, this is a very simple application. It has many flaws at this point because well, if you do change things too fast, right, or go to other sites too fast, then it may happen that you will be shooting too many URL requests. You will be shooting new URL requests before the old one has actually loaded, and this will give you some errors. So this would require from your side further development to prevent such situations. But this application is not about covering everything. It was just to show you guys how to create simple application using MonoTouch, and this time without interface builder, everything done from the code. And so, like you can see, it's quite simple and straightforward. And with MonoTouch you can do really everything you can do with Objective-C, and I think it's even easier because I'm a C# guy, so I'm more accustomed to this language. Plus you have a garbage collector, so you don't have to fight so much with memory stuff like you do in Objective-C. So that's it. I encourage you guys to work with MonoTouch and Xamarin products because I think they are great. And that's it. I will hope you liked it. And perhaps it will help you in some way. So take care. Thanks for watching.